When you travel, do you ever get the feeling you might be stranded in hostile territory? Next time, check into something better. Safe, enclosed Newcourt Inn, where you get all the comforts of a good place to stay. Special low rates, plus peace and quiet and a real sense of security. Newcourt Inn. When you travel, there's nothing like a comfortable feeling of security.
It's not part of Romer's revolution, but the first thing on the agenda tomorrow morning at the Capitol is a bill to establish a state lottery. The bill introduced by former House Speaker John Alario.
We've got an immediate problem of addressing that cash flow and getting this thing behind us, and I think this is an excellent way to do it. And it gives an opportunity for people of the state to vote on it, and let's leave it up to them to make that decision.
Lawmakers have not been very vocal on how they will react to Alario's lottery idea. He says it could bring in $150 million every year. And each and every lawmaker also received this casino gambling proposal this morning. Michael McGraw of Jackson, Mississippi says he will pay the state $1 million for a license to operate a casino in New Orleans. One string attached. He would be the only casino to be licensed. He said his plan would put 17,000 people to work. No restaurants, though. That will encourage the tourists to sample the city's cuisine. McGraw says he will not request a meeting with anyone. Consider it an open public bid. I don't want anyone to think it's a backroom deal, he says. McGraw is 40 years old and owns 3 motels.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the Eyewitness News Magazine with Ed Buggs and Andrea Clessie. This area's latest news and information.
And a pleasant good afternoon. Welcome to the Eyewitness News Magazine. I'm Andrea Clessie.
And I'm Ed Buggs. Here's what's news today at 5 o'clock. The offer sounds exciting. $100 million in cash for Louisiana up front and the promise of thousands of jobs. But the latest offer to set up a gambling casino in New Orleans is apparently falling on deaf ears. Jackson, Mississippi businessman Michael J. McGraw tonight is offering Governor Buddy Roemer and the state legislature a check for $100 million in exchange for the exclusive rights to set up the only gambling casino in New Orleans. McGraw estimates the operation would create some 17,000 jobs and bring countless millions of dollars into the state. However, his offer is already being turned down by newly elected Governor Buddy Roemer. Tonight on Eyewitness News at 6, we'll meet Michael McGraw, learn of his plan, and find out why Roemer is rejecting the idea. Again, that's tonight at 6.
From Louisiana's most honored television news station, this is Eyewitness News with John Mahaffey, Margaret Lawhon, Pat Shingleton, Knox Nunley, and the entire Eyewitness News team.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, Governor Roemer says no to a plan to raise an immediate $100 million in cash and thousands of jobs for Louisiana.
A Mississippi businessman is making this offer in exchange for exclusive rights to operate a casino in New Orleans. Ed Buggs has the story.
It would generate jobs. It would generate tax revenues. And as a businessman, I'm making a public bid for that business opportunity.
Veteran hotel-motel operator Michael J. McGraw says he has a terrific way for Louisianians to take advantage of their natural resources and at the same time generate hundreds of millions of dollars and thousands of jobs. McGraw is president and majority stockholder of corporations that own the Newcourt Inn in Port Allen in New Orleans and the Admiral Benbow in Jackson, Mississippi. His letter to Governor Roemer offers an upfront lump sum fee of $100 million if he gets exclusivity to operate the only casino in the state, a license to operate for 15 years, what he calls a reasonable long-term lease on the Rivergate in New Orleans, and laws and taxation similar to those in Nevada and New Jersey.
This is my offer. I'm a businessman. I'm not a backroom operator. I employ no lawyers. I employ no lobbyists. That's my deal. Take it or leave it. You have my phone number. You know where to reach me. You grant me a license, I'll cut you a check for $100 million.
McGraw's estimates also show an additional $107 million in taxes from the casino and related tourism the first year. But the Roemer administration isn't excited.
And that's not anything that I think we're seriously looking at. Obviously, the $100 million, if he wants to leave that on the front step, we'll look at it. But for casino gambling, that's a bad trade.
In the meantime tonight, McGraw says he's hoping state lawmakers will study his offer and then report back to him as a group. Ed Buggs, Channel 2, Eyewitness News. $100 million cash up front, 17,000 new jobs, and more than $100 million in taxes each year. That's what a Mississippi businessman is offering Louisiana tonight in exchange for the rights to run the state's only gambling casino in New Orleans. To many people in this money-starved state, his offer is appealing. But to Governor Romer, apparently the answer is thanks, but no thanks.
Be in the business of raising our children, providing jobs in a diversified economy, attracting small business, using the resources that we have. We ought not throw away our state to organized crime. It won't be part of my operation.
Despite today's initial reaction from the Romer administration, Mississippi businessman Michael J. McGraw insists his plan is a good one. In exchange for the rights to operate a gambling casino in New Orleans, he's offering $100 million in cash now to Louisiana, and more than that each year in sales taxes. But here's what he's asking for. First, exclusivity to operate the only casino in New Orleans. He wants the license to last 15 years. Also, what he calls a reasonable lease on the Rivergate, and gambling and taxation laws similar to those in Nevada and New Jersey. McGraw is a veteran hotel-motel developer who is president and majority stockholder of corporations that own the Newcourt Inn at Port Allen and New Orleans and the Admiral Benbow in Jackson, Mississippi.
I don't know the governor. I don't know any legislature. I don't even know any past governors or legislators. I'm a businessman. I see a business opportunity. I made a public bid. You have a natural resource in New Orleans. A monopoly casino is a natural for that city. It would generate jobs. It would generate tax revenues. And as a businessman, I'm making a public bid for that business opportunity.
So tonight, Michael J. McGraw is waiting. His offer has been made to the governor, the entire state legislature, and the mayor and city council members in New Orleans. In his words, my offer is on the table. You have my telephone number. Let's do business. John?
A Mississippi businessman has issued a take-it-or-leave-it offer of $100 million to the state of Louisiana. He wants an exclusive license to operate a gambling casino in New Orleans. Michael J. McGraw of Jackson said yesterday that he has sent a letter to Governor Buddy Romer and copies to all legislators outlining the offer. He says he won't hire lobbyists or lawyers to press the point. McGraw says he is president and major stockholder of corporations that own the Newcourt Inn in Port Allen, the Newcourt Inn in New Orleans, and the Admiral Benbow in Jackson. McGraw says he's not heard from the governor, but has had several calls from interested lawmakers.
A Mississippi businessman has issued a take-it-or-leave-it offer of some $100 million to the state of Louisiana. He wants an exclusive license to operate a gambling casino in New Orleans. Michael McGraw of Jackson said that he has sent a letter to Governor Romer and copies to all legislators outlining that offer. So far, no response.
Well, a Mississippi businessman has issued a take-it-or-leave-it offer of $100 million to the state of Louisiana. He wants an exclusive license to operate a gambling casino in New Orleans. Michael J. McGraw of Jackson said yesterday that he is proposing to Governor Romer and all legislators a plan to open a multi-million-dollar casino in the Crescent City. McGraw says that he is president and major stockholder of corporations that own hotels in Port Allen, New Orleans, and Jackson, Mississippi. McGraw says that he has had several calls from interested lawmakers, but the latest word from Governor Romer is thanks, but no thanks.
It looks like a Jackson businessman has gone bust on his idea to run a casino in New Orleans. Louisiana Governor Buddy Romer says he's not interested in Michael McGraw's idea. McGraw said he would give Louisiana $100 million in exchange for an exclusive license to operate a gambling casino. But the governor doesn't like the odds. He says casino gambling is not an option in his administration.
Governor Buddy Romer says he's not interested in an offer of $100 million to the state for an exclusive license to operate a gambling casino in New Orleans. Businessman Michael McGraw of Jackson, Mississippi, saying he made that offer Wednesday in a letter to Romer and every state legislator.